Hi, A&E family. I'm going to take you and show you. It's been about maybe 30 days now since we added the extra fence line over here in front of the house to give the goats more forage through the woods. And we first had the boys over here, and then I know you saw our video where we were moving the girls over to this side of the pasture because we were trying to wean our last little buckling. And I'm going to take you over here on this side and show you in 30 days what a goat can do for your farm and clearing your fence rows and your wood lines. So come along. There they are, my girls. They're hungry. I haven't fed them any corn today. Trying not to feed them as much corn. I had to actually go into work at the office at the hospital this week, so I fed them the last 2 days some corn in the mornings before I left. And so today I was back home working and I didn't feed them any. I'm trying not to feed them every day. They got things to eat out here. So they're just spoiled. They cry. Yeah, I'm talking about you. It's sprinkling a little bit. It rained yesterday for the first time in about 30 days. And I was so thankful for that because we needed rain so bad. And I will probably have some ticks to pick off of me and some chiggers. I picked 3 ticks off of me the other night in the shower. And then 2 nights ago, I think it was, I picked a tick off of me. So let me show you. Okay, this is the wood line that we already had this down through here before we added on. I'll show you the point where we added on right down here. So before, right up here, our fencing came down right through here and stopped right there. So we extended it on out down through here. And I know you saw the video where Eric and I was in the woods and how grown up it was. And I was scared to death of a snake. So now you can see how much they've ate. They have stripped all the briars. They love briars and poison oak. And here they come. They're following me. You see that one fence post right there? That's where it came down. Y'all going to go on a walk? Want to go on a walk? How good Honeybee looks. If you've been following our channel, she was our first doe that had a kid. When we brought them home, she was the first one that had a kid in December. Got worried about her. She had lost so much weight, and you can see how good she looks now. She's really put weight back on. Feeding C-Cap really makes a difference. I know in one of the Facebook groups, goat groups, somebody had asked what the advantages of feeding sea kelp was it really worth it, which it's not that cheap. I mean, it is a little expensive, but it's worth it because you can really see a difference in your goats when you give it. It helps with their immunity. It also helps during kidding and their fertility. So, you know, we will cut back on other things if we have to keep feeding them sea kelp because it's really worth it. Look at them. Reaching up. Here comes Maggie. I don't know what's wrong with Maggie. She's been limping. I don't know if I put it in a video before. Her front paw was bothering her and she was limping. We mashed on it, couldn't figure out what was going on with it. Still don't know what happened. She never acted like it hurt her when we mashed on it, and we couldn't pinpoint a spot that was hurting her, even pressed on the webs of her feet, between her toes, nothing. So we Googled, and I think just the bone structure and stuff, or the way they grow so fast, it causes that. Somebody's calling. Oh, don't know the number, not going to answer it. It's probably spam. Look at River. But anyway, what I was saying is the Great Pyrenees breed, they grow so fast. So their bones and muscles, it takes a toll on that. So that's the only thing we could figure out. Is she limped around for several weeks on her front paw and she was fine. Well, now she's been limping on that back paw. We've mashed everywhere. See how she's limping a little bit. She doesn't act like it hurts her when we mash on it. So I don't know what's going on. So if anybody has Great Pyrenees and they've had issues with them, let us know. We thought possibly it was her hip. Eric worked her hip, mashed around, can't figure out anything. So I don't know. If she don't get better, we might have to make a trip to the vet. But River, are you gonna get that? River, you already saw River's tongue. I missed it. So they still got a lot more to eat. And Maggie comes down here with them. I saw her the other day, even though she wasn't feeling well and she was limping. Our other dogs started barking, and she come trying to run just as fast as she could, but she'll watch from a distance, even though she can't catch up to them with her foot being limping. Honeybee. See how good Honeybee looks. Honeybee was an awesome mom. And when she got down so skinny like that, I was worried about her. But she's been great. And Marilyn could use a little weight on her. She's lost down some. I think it'll help when we get rid of her little girl, Millie, out of here. And then also our other little doe that we call Cece, that I was going to call Bella. When we get them out of here, because they're still trying to nurse from their mom, even though they're past weaning, we really need to separate them. But because we only had we have 3 separate areas right now. We had made an extra lot on the back side of the property where the pond is for the boys, because the younger boy, when we moved him, the 2 older ones were beating up on him. But we've got them together now. They seem to be getting along. So I think I'm going to separate Bella and Millie, and maybe put River with them over there. So we'll see. I've just not been in a too big of a hurry to do it. And I'm going to keep taking you down through here. See? Eric was having to, we see the ground. He was having to take and with our big sling blade thing and get all the underbrush so he could put the fencing down through here. But you can see it's all, a lot of it's gone, and they've ate as far as they can reach up on the trees. So maybe when we get a couple of more dogs, we'll be able to extend our fencing and fence all this in, all these woods in through here. This Saturday, we're going to help our friend. I think I'm going to do more castrating on her farm. She had a few kids born late that still was too small to castrate when we were there the last time. So we're going to go up there, going to do that. Maybe not this weekend, but weekend after next. This weekend, Eric's going to help put some lights and run some electricity in her barn to kind of help. She has some electricity in there and lights, but she had enclosed one of her lean-to sides and she didn't have anything on that side, so he's going to help her out with that, and we're going to bring Sheba home. We told you before, we're purchasing a female intact Anatolian Shepherd, so we're going to bring her home, and hopefully we will breed her to Max and also breed Maggie to Max when Maggie's old enough. She's not quite old enough yet, but Sheba is 2 years old, so Sheba will be able to breed. So we're probably going to keep 2 of those puppies and maybe have them spayed and neutered and put them to work on our farm with our goats as we expand our herd. They're still finding some stuff to eat. I haven't walked all the way down. So you can see it's a pretty good ways down through here, as we were showing you in the video before. I'm still kind of scared of snakes. But it goes probably around that little bend of trees and back out. So I'm not going to walk down that far just because I don't want to go through some hairy places where there might be snakes. I'm going to go get y'all some more water. Clean your water troughs. River. So we'll just have to get, I didn't know what that was. I was making sure that wasn't a snake. We're going to have to get Millie and little Sissy, catch them and get them separated. I might wait until maybe Sunday to do that, since we're going to be gone on Saturday. I just don't want to not be here and watch them. Watch me. I'm walking back towards the house, and they'll probably start following me. I'm going to come out of the woods here. But you can look at all this. since they've ate back. It was so growed up all the way out to where the pasture starts. Watch them, they'll follow me. So, gonna do some chores. I'll take y'all with me. I've got to clean their water troughs and refill those up. It's not as hot today since it rained yesterday. Thankful for that. I'm not broke out in a sweat. It's been so bad that you can't even come outside. You have sweat pouring down you. So it's all Maggie. Let me show you Maggie. Maggie, what do you got there? Maggie has a buddy. What are you doing out here, kitty? Huh? What are you doing, kitty? This is Scratches. That's his formal name. But we call him Kitty. Kitty. So, Kitty, if you saw in our last videos, I was babysitting, dog sitting. You can say babysitting. Dog sitting my son's little mini Australian Shepherd while he was in Florida. And my cat usually comes in to eat so the dogs don't, get his food. So he comes in and eats. He was so mad because that dog was here. He would not come in the house to eat at all. And I couldn't even pet him. He was hissing. He did not like that dog. And so it took a few days after the dog left for him to even come in the house. So he still smelled the dog and he was like, no part of that. He's very jealous. So here they come. Maggie, do you got a friend? You got a friend, Maggie? So here comes the other ones. They think they're going to miss out on something. Kitty. Kitty has learned he can go in and out the wire fence here. I don't know if you heard him. He hissed when he went by. Come on. Look at him. Kitty, you're going to get shocked. He knows how to get in and out. So he will get in and out from time to time. Are y'all coming? Come on. I gotta clean their water bowls. Maggie, you didn't eat all your food from this morning. I don't know. Do you guys who farm that has livestock guardian dogs, do they eat much during the summertime? Because ever since it's gotten so hot, mine has not wanted to eat very much at all. They let me set you guys down here. So has any of you who have livestock guardian dogs noticed that in the summertime when it's so hot, they don't want to eat much at all? Max is still growing, and which Maggie is too. They're young, but Max eats more than Maggie. Maggie just don't want to eat much. And Max has his days where if it's really hot, he don't want to eat much either. Let me show you what I purchased this past Saturday at our local feed store. So we bought these white barrels. That's the top part of it. That's the bottom part of it. We cut it. They were like $15 or something like that for the barrel, and cut it. And so for $15, you get two water barrels, summer water barrels. The white clear barrels, they are just cooler in the summertime compared to these black ones here, because the goats don't like really hot water to drink. So I was trying these white barrels for to keep the water cooler. So that's what we purchased this weekend. So emptying these water barrels out is not easy when they have a lot of water in them, but after a few days it gets nasty and it has to be scrubbed out so you don't get your goats sick. We just stretched the water hose from the shop over here to clean them out, and which I've been filling up both of them. As hot as it's been, so they'll have extra water. When we get our barn built, I don't know if I think I told you that there was a well over there, and it was drilled. The previous owner had it drilled, and it was a low yielding well, and it has the name of the company that drilled it. So that's how we found out it was low yielding. When we purchased this place, we had no running water. The water was being pumped from the spring, and the water pipe was laying on top of the ground. Why? I don't know. I guess because the guy only came here really in the summertime or in the fall to hunt deer, and he was from Florida. So nobody was ever here. This place was abandoned. And we had 30 days to move out of our other house. And, we had nowhere to go. And we found this place. So it was like, hurry, hurry, hurry. And we had to get a water solution. And so Eric called the company on there and asked them about that well, because we thought that we could just hook on to it to power the water to the house, and it was a low yielding well, so we weren't able to use it. But if it's just to water our goats, and maybe like have water at the barn, we're going to try to do that, put on a pump on it, and see if we can use that, and then it won't have to stretch the water hose all the way across the driveway over here. This is faster just to do this. I like to keep the sprayer on there to clean it out, but it's faster to fill it up just to do that. So I think we measured, it's like 1,000 something feet down to the spring from the house, and we pumped water all the way from the spring up to the house as our water source, but we had to put in all new PEX pipe because they just had regular water pipe PVC pipe laying on top of the ground all the way down to the spring, and that wasn't going to cut it in the wintertime. So we rented a ditch witch, and Eric trenched the water line all the way down to the spring. So we had to do a lot of quick fixes to get moved into here. And we've done a lot of work, and we're living in this old house. it's not where we want to be, and it needs a lot of work done to it that we're not going to put the money into it. So eventually we're going to build our house at some point. But the way interest rates are right now, I'm not doing it. We were just going to take out a little bit of money out of our home equity and do it, and no. Because they were going to make us take our whole farm and refinance at like an 8% interest rate last year when we were going to start building our house. We already got our permit for our septic tank. All that was getting ready to get that installed. We had the pad dug to our house, and then the bank's like, oh yeah, when you get done, you're going to have to refinance your whole farm and have it at 8%. I'm like, I'm not doing that when I have my whole farm on a 3% loan. So we're like, no, I don't think so. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to live in this old house until then. I don't care. I'm just thankful to have somewhere to live. We had a house, I think we explained that in the video before, that was like 4,000 square feet when we had all the kids at home. It's like, we don't really need all this. And plus we wanted more land. We only had 7 acres then. And we're like, okay, well, when the opportunity came up to sell, we sold. And wasn't planning on it at the time. We just had somebody that wanted to buy our house. So we were like, yeah, I guess. And so I can't be more thankful, because I'm so happy where we are now, and we have 54 acres. So I'll live in an old house until then. One day I'll have a house. I've built a house before. Eric's built a house before. But we never had a farm that had as much land as we do now. You can give me 2 acres in the country, and I'll take it over living in the city any day. It's inconvenient because we have to drive 30 minutes either way to get to somewhere that has the store, which we have a smaller grocery store closer, but it's inconvenient to have to drive 30 minutes, but it ain't that far. I'd a whole lot rather be here in the country. Alright, I'm going to let that fill up. Look at these goats playing. They love that tile. I miss getting it on camera, but River and Marilyn one was on one side of the tile, one was on the other, and they were fighting. When Eric had the skid steer here for the barn, we moved these tiles over here, and I'm so glad. That was what part of the spring well was down there, and we moved it here, and they've loved playing on it. Plus it helps their hooves and helps have to keep from, which we don't have to trim their hooves anyway, but it helps polish them off. Let's walk over here and check on the boys. And I need to change their water. There they are. So Eric built this little sunshade for them. He just took a tarp and some boards. They like to lay there. So you see, we got all of them, all the boys together now, because Whiskey and Maverick were wanting to beat up on Master P. My Master P. There's There's Maximus. Maximus. So I'm going to go over here and clean their water out and put them some fresh water. I'm going to show you something though while I'm doing that, because I got to turn the water on back here. This is our garden. So, and maybe by next week we'll have corn ready. A couple of weeks. I already have okra. I need to pick it. I'm going to cook some of it tonight for supper, but I need to. It's weeds. We didn't plant it. We made our spot a little bit bigger than what we actually needed, but we didn't know what all we were going to do at the time. And then I've got tomatoes. They're green. I do have some cherry tomatoes. I have peppers, sweet peppers. I love putting those in salad. I have bell peppers. And got some little tomatoes up there that are ready to pick. So I think all in all, I have like 14 tomato plants. So when they all come in, I'm going to be putting up some tomato juice or something. Got cucumbers and zucchini. And then I have squash. And I have some to pick. I just picked, not yesterday, but the day before. You know, if you have a garden, when it starts coming. Hey guys, I'm going to do a voiceover right here because my microphone died and I didn't know that it died. But what I was saying is when you have a garden, when it starts coming in, you have to pick it and you have to take care of it or it's going to die. So, and then I was closing the video out here and telling everybody that I just wanted to give an update and show everybody how much a goat can eat in 30 days and browse in the edging of the woods. So just wanted to give an update and show you guys that. So thanks for watching.